Good morning. Now we are going to learn fractions, about fractions. Let us start the class. So what is fraction? A fraction is a number representing a part of a whole. The whole may be a single object or a group of objects. So that means, so let us take an example. Let us take a cake as our example. Just a minute. Okay. So now we divided this cake into, you divided this cake, or I divided this cake into 4 parts. So you eat this one part. The cake is divided equal parts. Okay. All parts are equal. You eated this one part. Now, first of all, this cake was whole, means 1. Now how much you eat? 1 by 4. So this representation of part of a whole is called fraction. So this means this 1 by 4 is fraction. I will denote fraction is equals to F. Okay. So for example, here we have taken 5 by 7 is a fraction. Okay. So now 5 by 7. So in this, the upper number, which is 5, this will be denoted as the numerator. Okay, and the below number of the numerator is called the denominator. So that means if we take A by B, which is A is equals to numerator and B is equals to denominator. I will denote numerator N and denominator D. Okay. So next, types of fraction. There are many types of fraction. There are 6. Okay. Proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like fraction, unlike fraction, equivalent fractions. Okay. So let us start with proper fraction. So proper fraction. So I have said what is numerator and denominator. So let us take an example like 3 by 8. Now here 3 is numerator and 8 is denominator, D. So here what happens in proper fraction is the numerator should be smaller than the denominator. So here 3 is smaller than 8. That means 3 by 8 is what? Proper fraction. So here the example is given 5 by 7. Okay, 5 by 7. So here 5 is numerator and it is smaller. And 7 is denominator and it is bigger than 5. Now we have completed proper fraction. Let's move on to improper fraction. So in improper fraction, it is the reverse of proper fraction. That means, let us take that example only, 3 by 8. No, 3 by 8 will be proper fraction. So let us take 8 by 3. So in 8 by 3, you see that 8 is now 8 becomes numerator and 3 is denominator. Now what happens that 8 is bigger than 3? Yes. Yeah. So in this, the numerator is greater than the denominator. It is the reverse of the proper fraction. In proper fraction, numerator was smaller than denominator, but in improper fraction, numerator is greater than denominator. So here 8 is greater than 3. Okay. So here the example is given as 9 by 4. So the same. So 9 is numerator, and 4 is denominator. 9 is greater than 4. That means it symbolizes that 9 by 4 is improper fraction. Okay. So now we have completed two types of fraction, proper fraction and improper fraction. Now let's move on to mixed fraction. So what is a mixed fraction? A mixed fraction has a combination of a part of a whole and a part. That means, let's take a cake example. Oh, just a minute. Let's take an example of cake. Now let us divide it into 4 parts. First, let us take a whole cake. This is a whole cake and one more cake. Okay. Now this second cake we divide it into 4 parts. Okay. Now let us. I gave you 1/4. Means this part I gave you to eat. So how I will represent that? How much cake is? How many cakes and how much cakes is now with me? So I have one cake, which is this, and a 3/4 cake with me. So in this, the fraction came 1/3/4. That means this is a mixed fraction. Means a whole. This is the whole, and this is the fractional part. So here the example is given 1/4. So let me explain. 1 is a whole. I will denote it with W, and 1/4, which is 1. One more 1 is numerator, and this will be denominator. Okay. So in this mixed fraction, there is a whole and a fractional part. Let's move on to the next type of fraction. We completed 3 types: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction. Let us move on to like fraction. Okay. So in like fraction, what happens is fraction with same denominators are called like fraction. So in this, what happens? There are many fractions like 3/9, 4/9, 10/9, 14/9, and so on. But in this, you need the denominators. Let me explain with another color. In this, you need all the denominators to be the same. So in this, see, in this, all the denominators are same. All have 9 as their denominator. See, 3/9, 4/9, 10/9, 14/9, same denominators. That means this 4 sets of fractions are like fractions. So here the example is given as 1/2, 2/2, 5/2, and 7/2. See, all have the same. Just a second. See, all have the same denominators. Yeah. See, these are called denominators. So these all are same denominators. That means this is a like fraction. This whole 4 set, 4, how many set can be this? They are called, when their denominators are same, then they are called as like fraction. So now we have completed 4 types of fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like fraction. Let us move on to unlike fraction. Okay. So what is unlike fraction? Unlike fraction, fractions with different denominators are called unlike fraction. So in this, it is the opposite of the like fraction. So let us take 5 sets of people, or 3, or any set, how many set you can take? So let us take 1 by 3, 10 by 20, 5 by 3, no 3 not, 5 by 4, 5 by 4, 9 by 14 or 15. So in this, I take 4 sets. So in this, what happened? See, I will explain it. What happening is the denominators, you can see these are denominators, and these are numerators. Okay. So in this, we only need to see the denominators. So in this, you can see all the denominators are different. Okay, different. First one. So all the denominators are different. So in which fractions the denominators are different, then or unequal, then it is called as unlike fraction. It is the reverse of the like fraction. So here what's the example is given as 1 by 2, 3 by 1 by 3, 1 by 5, and 1 by 7. So what is happening is, see the denominators 2, 3, 5, 7. All the denominators are unequal. These are denominators which are all the denominators are unequal. So in this means fractions with different denominators are called unlike fraction, and the fractions with same denominators are called like fractions. Okay. So we completed 5 types of fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like fraction, and unlike fraction. Now let us move on to equivalent fractions. So in equivalent fraction, what happens is fractions which have the same value even though they may look different. So what happens? Let us take example of cake. So I have a cake, 2 cakes. I will have 2 cakes, and I will divide the first cake into half and the second cake into 4 equal parts. So the first one, I have taken 1 part of the cake, means 1 by 2, and in the second cake I have taken 2 by 2. Okay. So now what's happening is, this is also the example on same. I have taken a cake, I have this part I have given to you, and this part also I have given to you. Now what I have given to you is the example, like 1 by 2 I have given of this cake, 1 by 2, and of this cake I have given you 2 by 2. Just I have given 2 by 2. Now what is happening? Example is 1 by 2 and 2 by 2 are equivalent. These both are equivalent. Why? Because they are both half. See, I have given you this half, and this is also, I have first cake also I have given you this half. That means they both represent half. Okay. Now let's move on to the next. So we completed all the types of fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like fraction, unlike fraction, equivalent fraction. So let's start with the questions. Okay. So color the circles with the given fractions. So here are some fraction given. Now we need to color the fraction which is given here into the circles. So let me take a color. So here is what 1 by 2. Okay. So here is given 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means what? Half. 1 by 2 means there are 2 parts. We need to color one part. That means we will color this one. Okay, first one done. Now the next is 2 by 4. Okay, there are 4 parts. Yes. We need to color how many parts? 2 parts. So let's color 1 part and 2 parts. We can color any, means it need not need to be the side, so we can color the opposite one also, like the back one. We can color this. So this is 2 by 4. Now next is, what is the next? 4 by 8. So what is the denominator? 8. That means in the circle there are 8 parts divided. The circle is divided into 8 parts. Now we need to color 4 parts. Simple. Let's color these 4 parts. 3 and last just 4. Okay, so we have completed 3. Now the last 8 by 16. What is the denominator? 16 is the denominator. That means the circle is divided into 16 parts. Now, how many parts we need to color? 8 parts. Now, let's color 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have completed all the. Did you notice anything? Yeah, these all are equivalent fractions. These all are equivalent fractions. They all divide the circles into half. Okay. So this is the end of the section. So learn with happy learning. Thank you.